Hey guys, it's July 25th, 2016, and it is time for another garden update. However, this garden update is going to be a little bit different than the ones that I've done before, in that we're going to be going over some of the things that are wrong with my garden. So normally what I would do is we'd go over what's been growing in the garden, how it's been growing, what we can look forward to, what we can pick now, but we're not going to be doing that. Because basically, I've not been here for the last 2 weeks to monitor the garden and to take care of it. I had someone else taking care of it for me because I wasn't here. And in doing so, the garden is in complete disarray, and there's some things that we need to get done like right now in order to get the garden back to where it was before. Now guys, if I could be completely honest with you, I did not want to make this video. I was not looking forward to it. Reason being, I take pride in my stuff, right? I take pride in my garden and my chickens and everything I do. But when I had to leave for these last 2 weeks, the garden is just complete disarray, and I feel that it looks bad on me as a gardener. But, or at least looks bad on me for it to get to this point. But my garden, you guys know, is about learning, is about the good and the bad. I can't only showcase the good all the time. So that's why this video is going to be made. We're going to be fixing everything wrong with the garden, everything that's in disarray and that's not where I want it to be. We're gonna be fixing it right now. So yeah guys, let's get to it. So basically the first part right here, guys, the tomatoes, they got blight, they're dying from the bottom up. So basically once these leaves touch the ground, they start getting, it's like an infection. These leaves are gonna start dying, and it's eventually gonna kill the plant. This actually happened to a couple other of my tomatoes you'll see later on in the video. But we have to deal with this right here, right now. That's one thing we have to deal with. And let's take it one step at a time, guys. I started this kind of early in the day so that we'd have time to complete everything before sundown. And let's do one thing at a time. Alright guys, it took a little bit longer than expected, but I went ahead and cleaned up all the dead pieces of leaves that were on the tomatoes. Now, while I was pruning it and cleaning it all up, I came to the realization. I said that it was blight that was killing these tomatoes, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not 100% sure on anything in my garden, but especially on this, because it seems like when I was trimming all the little dead pieces of leaves that were on here that look kind of like this, right? That they may have just been like suckers, which are like little branches of the tomatoes that don't give off tomatoes, that were just dying. Maybe they were just old, since they were the first ones to come out since they were at the bottom. I'm not sure, but oh, we have a friend who's gonna eat that tomato. But maybe that's just what they were. Now guys, I normally just let him Cocky Rocky eat the tomatoes because he likes tomatoes, and if I'm not gonna eat them, he's gonna eat them. All right, but now we're gonna go on to as we scroll through the rest of the garden looking for things that we need to fix, we're gonna go ahead and do our normal garden update style, where we go through and look at all the awesome things that are going on in the garden. So here we have this pepper, which I thought was a habanero, but it's not. It looks like it's Santa Fe Grande, or it may be something else entirely. I'm not too sure, but it's got some yellowish peppers, and that's cool. But then we also have our habaneros in here. So the habaneros, oh, it looked like my camera was zoomed in, but it wasn't. The habaneros themselves are finally starting to come out, guys. Remember the last time we looked at them, they were still itty bitty. And now there's a couple of them in there. Look at that. Look at that one. There's a couple of them in here that are just super awesome. Like, look at those. I'm gonna wait for them to go a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna pick them, because I want to pick quite a few at one time. Right, buddy? I'm kind of glad the chickens don't eat the peppers. Oh, he just ate the leaf. Oh, Jesus. Oh no, go away. Go away. But I'm kind of glad they don't eat the peppers themselves, even though I'm pretty sure I read that birds can't, what's it called? Get out of here. They can't taste capsaicin and it won't burn them. I'm pretty sure it's not good for them to be just eating peppers like that. Get out of here. Let me move this guy. Okay, I took Cocky Rocky away since he was going to eat all of my leaves. Usually doesn't do that. But guys, here we have these Serrano peppers. Now the Serrano peppers, I'm pretty sure they should be around the size of a jalapeno. Obviously, these guys are really, really small, but still, nonetheless, super spicy. So there's quite a few red ones on here that are mature and ready to be picked. There's a few more in the back. And I could go ahead and pick those today, actually. So once I'm done cleaning up everything, I'll come by and I will pick most of the stuff. Oh, hello, that's me. So yeah, guys. And then here we have our big Jims. Now the big Jims, this is actually a lettuce that started growing here, which I should cut. But actually no, you know what? Let's let this go to seed because it's about to seed, guys. Get some lettuce seeds. Let's do that. But guys, here are the big Jims. There's a couple of them in here. Get out of here! He keeps bothering me. But there's a couple of them in here, guys. They're not super big, like the name would imply. Oh, these are actually pretty humongous, actually. That is cool, that is cool. We got a couple of them in here. They're ready to be picked. But these plants, guys, these plants are super, super huge. Like if I stand right here, I'm gonna stand on this thing. These plants, they probably go right up to about my waist. So, I don't know, what'd you say, 3 feet? 3 feet tall? That's super awesome. So yeah, and then you guys, we have our, what's it called, our tomatillos. The tomatillos themselves, they gave off a whole bunch, but I never had any chance to use any of the tomatillos that we had because our peppers weren't ready. So now I'm just kind of letting the tomatillos fall, and then the chickens will come in and eat them. So yeah, oh, and then look at that, guys. That's a cantaloupe right there. Wonderful cantaloupe. Needs to be picked like right now, so we're gonna pick that. And then guys, we also have a pumpkin in here. I don't know if you guys could tell. This is like in the cage that I put the tomatillo in because it's all crazy, growing crazy. But I saw this guy growing a couple weeks ago and I kind of intertwined him with the tomatillo. And now it's a pumpkin here. So that's cool. Then guys, let me move over here so you don't have to stare at my shadow. Here we have the Santa Fe Grandes. I've been picking a whole bunch of these before I left. I left my garden. I picked a whole bunch of them, and there's still a whole bunch on here that need to be picked. Normally you don't let these mature. You don't let them turn completely red, but there's quite a few on here. These are actually probably the biggest peppers in my entire place. Still about waist high. These guys really love it here, Santa Fe Grandes, and there's quite a few on here you guys could see. So yeah. Then we have our chili super hots. Now these are kind of like little piquins, and we actually got a little bit of new growth out of this one, growing a little bit tall. These guys are growing a little bit taller than they were before. And then the ones here in the front seem to be putting on more fruit. They also need to be picked though. You could tell that these peppers are starting to get kind of old because they start getting wrinkly. Now see, normally the peppers should be really smooth, right? Well, the peppers that get kind of wrinkly, they've been on the plant too long. They're gonna shrivel up, break, and then fall off. So I need to pick those today. More work on the garden. Right, buddy? Oh no, you knocked your tomato down. Let me go throw it in his cage and then we'll get on to the rest of this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we have the Tabasco peppers. These guys have finally started to mature. Look at them. They're finally starting to turn red. I'm probably gonna wait a little bit while longer, even though one of them's kind of wrinkly. I'm gonna wait a little bit while longer before I pick these guys, since when I pick them, I want to get a whole bunch of them, you know? And then, oh, in the process, guys, in this bucket I had some type of oregano that we had planted, and in the process of me going away, its time is done. So I should probably move this out of here. That'll be one of the things I do, is move this bucket. Oh, it's really heavy. And then guys, we also have here an orange sun pepper with a splotch on it. That was actually a mystery pepper because I thought I had planted a Tabasco. Apparently it turned out to be an orange sun pepper. Weird. So that's it for zone number 2, guys. And now we're gonna go on to the other zones. And these guys, oh, these zones especially need work, but I need to get my bucket. Now you guys do not realize how awesome a good bucket is for the type of work that I do. Like, I'm always running around looking for buckets. You carry all sorts of produce in it, carry trash, everything, water. It's so awesome. Just having a really nice bucket is great. But yeah, guys, here we have our squash. Now you're gonna notice this bucket is kind of in disarray, a little bit. I had a couple things go wrong in this bucket. Some of them go right. Like this squash plant right here is absolutely massive and awesome. But then, as we come around to this side, this one over here, it's kind of doing all right because it's got 2 squash towards the end. But all the leaves that it put on first off, they all kind of died and shriveled up. See? So that's kind of sad. I'm not going to do anything about that because there's really nothing I can do since they're already dead. But then I'm kind of sad to announce, guys, we had a nice little squash that was growing here. Quite a few squash. fruits. Oh, this is actually one plant. Oh, well then. Okay, guys, I had thought that this was like 2 plants, but it's actually just 1. Okay, then never mind my foolishness. The only thing that's going wrong in this place is just it looks super nasty. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this box real quick. All right, guys, now I went ahead and cleaned it up a little bit. Took a couple of the leaves off, but still, guys, squash is squashing. All right, so then we obviously have a bunch of crazy grass that's grown. I haven't had time to pick that. I could come get that later, because what I like to do is get like those big hedge clippers, because I don't like taking out the grass by the roots. So I think it looks nice and the grass is like real manicured and stuff. So what I like to do is get like hedge clippers and like clip the tops of it, you know? So instead, like, you can't get a lawnmower right here, but you get little hedge clippers and like clip them. Guys, surprisingly, these tomatoes are some of the things in my garden that actually did better in the time that I was gone. They've actually done really, really well for themselves. You guys know that these tomatoes were really, really small in comparison to the ones we have in zone 2. But recently, they seem to have just started to grow a little bit more. See, they have a couple tomatoes on them already, and those probably need to be picked. But still, this box seems to be pretty well off. So that's cool. Oh geez, guys, and then I just looked up. Look at the new growth coming out of the apricot tree. It's super crazy. It's getting even bigger than it was before. This tree is bonkers. And then, guys, we go on to the tragedy box. This box, guys, I'm super sad to announce we've lost for sure two of our tomatoes. That little guy right there, and then that one over there. And then this guy, he's basically dying, and then that one's dying. So what I'm gonna do, guys, for this one, they're not putting on any fruit, they're not helping me any. So what I'm gonna be doing for this box is I'm gonna be getting rid of that plant, that one, and then that one. So all 4 of these, only leaving these 2, and then pruning the dead parts off of those 2. This one needs to be done for these plants. There you guys have it. I went ahead and took out 4 of the existing tomato plants that were here, and now it kind of looks barren. It kind of makes me a little bit sad, but those plants were far too gone anyway for me to save them. So that's that, guys. Then we move over here to this little box, guys. This box is full of eggplants and watermelons. There's a little watermelon right there. There's eggplants on the plant itself. My mom actually came out and picked quite a few of these eggplants before I had gone away and given them to my grandma for something. But yeah, guys, the eggplants are doing great. They're putting on a whole lot of fruit. I'm really happy about that, but I'm also happy about this. Bum. You guys see that? That's a watermelon. We didn't even plant these watermelons, guys. They just popped up in the compost, and now there's a little watermelon down there. He's gonna come out slightly deformed if he gets to the fence, but otherwise, he's still growing. He's still kind of mushy. So yeah, and then there's 2 little baby ones right there. So that's it for this side of the garden, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and go to the other side, bring my trusty bucket that's full of scraps, and we will go on and finish our garden update. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this box over here looks kind of weird, but it's got a lot of fun surprises inside of it. So, may look like the leaves are wilting. Don't worry, it does that. The pumpkin does that every day because it gets to it's like 100 degrees right now, and it's hot. So, guys, we have our Chile de Arbol, a bunch of peppers on this plant. Need to be picked, and these plants actually grew a little bit upwards vertically in the time that I was gone. I guess they like the heat or something. There's a whole lot of peppers on here, guys, that need to be picked. A whole lot of cayennes as well. These cayennes are actually kind of small, but they're wrinkly. That means they've been on there a while. You guys could actually see the difference. Okay, so look at this cayenne. It's kind of an extreme example, but it's pretty wrinkly. Then you can also look at okay, so you see that cayenne, and this cayenne is brand new, just matured, and it's nice and shiny. See, so that's the difference. And then, guys, we have back here, it's kind of an extension of the box. We have a cantaloupe forming, the cantaloupe ready to be picked, and there's another cantaloupe down there. So that's cool. And then we have our pumpkin over here. Let's see if it's put on any pumpkins. Oh, no, but I see more cantaloupes, another cantaloupe. Awesome, but it hasn't put on any pumpkins, which I'm kind of sad about. Because I want pumpkins. I need some pumpkins. I'm not sure why it's doing that, why it hasn't put on any pumpkins itself. Maybe it's just a weird little plant. Oh, we have a friend coming to join us. Not again. But guys, remember that weird... So this plant started growing. Is a weird plant that started growing in between my mint. So there's mint at the bottom of this bucket. But at the top, there's a plant that has some weird little berries on here. I don't know what these berries are or anything, but there's little black berries. I don't want to eat them. Actually, I kind of want to eat one to see if I'll die. But I don't think I will. I'm gonna go ahead and eat one and tell you guys what it tastes like. So if this kills me, then you saw it here first. It tastes like nothing. Yeah, it like literally tastes like nothing. Like if nothing had a flavor, that's what it tastes like. Or maybe that's what they want you to think, and it's actually poison, and I'm gonna die. Oh well, it was a good. Did you guys see that he just ate a leaf off of my peach tree? A little troublemaker. So ladies and gentlemen, onto this next box. We have our jalapenos that are actually a whole bunch of ready jalapenos ready to be picked. Need to pick those. This box isn't really in that much disarray except for our cantaloupe. It kind of lost all its leaves right along on the vine, and but it put on leaves over there, which I'm happy about. And then we have our hot Fresnos, also need to be picked. Nice hot Fresnos. These plants aren't as big as the other chilies, but still significant in size, I'd say. Nice little chilies. We have to watch him, make sure he doesn't wander off. Guys, we picked the rest of our peaches. I had left a couple on here I wanted to show you guys, but my parents picked them all, so sorry about that. But now the peach tree could actually start growing a little bit, and then we could get even bigger peaches next year. Although the peaches this year were monstrous. Okay guys, now here's one of the things I was talking about, the plants falling over. These plants, they got so heavy. There's so much stuff on these plants, on these orange suns, that they just fell over. And I kind of want to pick them up, but then I feel like they're just going to fall over again because they're just too heavy. Understand? So that's that, guys. But otherwise, this box has actually done really, really great this year. Really big, broad leaves and dark colors here in the sweet pepper box. I don't know if you guys see this, but he's eating a habanero. Or at least it was a habanero until he rolled it in the dirt. He's eating one of my habanero plants, guys. All right, we got to end this quick so that I can go out and get these guys back where they belong, because they don't belong in my garden. So yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Okay guys, we have a couple boxes left that I want to go over, and then we'll be done for the day. So we have our nice little habanero in the bucket. Nice little habanero. Don't pick that. He was about to pick that. Okay, you guys remember we cut back our mint, I want to say a month ago. We cut back our mint, cut it all the way down to here, and it's come back surprisingly great. So I'm happy. Mint is just, it's such a like a hardy plant, you know? So I'm happy about that. And then we have our grape, our monstrous awesome grape. I thought this side of the grape was going to stop growing, guys, and it proved me wrong. It's continued to grow. It's reaching out for more, so maybe we should tuck this guy back up into the fence so he intertwines himself even more. Get what I mean? Yeah, you guys get what I mean. So I'm just gonna keep intertwining him. Eventually he's just gonna keep on going, guys. But I guess he rooted into some like really good stuff, because he's continuing to grow out here everywhere. Fantastic, fantastic. And we also have another leaning casualty right here, ladies and gentlemen. One of our New Mexico number 6 peppers. Really, really long green peppers. They actually look really, really awesome. Look, see? These are the peppers that you use for like a chile relleno and stuff. He's leaning over to the side. I want to prop him up, but then I don't. You guys, you know, they're just gonna fall over again if I do. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do here. But I need to pick some of these guys as well. So that is that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for the garden update. Obviously I don't cover the trees anymore, because trees are just trees after they've given off their fruit, and trees are trees. So that's gonna be it for the garden update, guys. We completed a little bit of stuff here and there, trying to get the garden back up to where it was and where I want it to be. Yeah, guys, moral of the story is if you're gonna leave anywhere, make sure your garden's in good hands, and that if they're willing to do extra work and like kind of maintain your garden, it goes a long way, or else you got a whole lot of work ahead of you once you're back at your garden. I appreciate you guys watching these videos. I hope they were kind of informative and kind of show you guys what you can do to help better your garden and show you guys what I've done to better my garden. So that's that, guys. And without further ado, I will see you guys later. And bye.